Hello everyone, and welcome to today's writing lesson. My name is Mrs. Jones, and today we're going to be doing lesson number 27. Now before we jump into today's learning objective, let's take just a moment and review what we have learned in our previous lessons. We have been focusing on learning how to plan for our text-based essays. Now planning is a crucial step of the writing process because this is where we take all of that information we read about, plus our own thoughts and ideas, and we organize them. We map out exactly what we want to say in each paragraph of our essay. A great plan leads to a great essay, and it ensures that our writing makes sense to our reader and that all of our ideas and thoughts and information is written in a logical and sequential manner. Now we've been practicing planning with an ITC outline. ITC is an acronym that stands for Introduction, Topics, and Conclusion. This outline will be later developed into a 5-paragraph essay. We will have 3 middle paragraphs. We call these our T's, T1, T2, and T3. Each middle paragraph is going to be focused on one topic that is really important. It's from the articles or the passages, and it is designed to inform or teach your reader more about the overall central idea of your essay. Now, when we're planning, we also identify subtopics, which are simply details and examples that help your reader to understand the big topics a bit more in-depthly. Now, today's going to be really fun because today we get to start writing. We're going to write the very first paragraph of our essay, which is called the introduction. Sometimes, though, we call this paragraph by its nickname, which is the I paragraph. You know how on our outline we call it the ITC outline, and I stands for introduction? Well, that's why sometimes we call the introduction paragraph the I paragraph. Now, the introduction paragraph is the very first paragraph in your whole essay, so it's super important. There are lots and lots of different ways to structure or set up this paragraph. Today, we're going to learn a very simple structure for an introduction that is only 3 sentences in length. Now, no matter how you set up your introduction, there's a couple of goals you have. There's a few things you must accomplish in an introduction. Most importantly, you need to tell your reader what your whole essay is going to be about. Think of your introduction as a preview for the remainder of your essay. So you need to clearly state the central idea of your essay, what you wrote next to I, and then the 3 topics that are going to be discussed in your middle paragraphs. This is the structure that we're going to focus on today. If you have your writing notebook handy, you might find it helpful to turn to a blank page, title it Introduction Paragraph, and jot down this chart. Your teacher may also choose to jot down this chart on a piece of poster paper and then turn it into an anchor chart for you all to refer to when you're writing independently. Now, the 3-sentence introduction we're going to write today is going to contain a hook, a 3-topic sentence, and a closing statement. And we're going to talk more about what each of these types of sentences are in just a second. If you need to pause this video for a moment to finish taking down your notes, please feel free to do so. And when you're ready to continue, simply press play. Okay, so the first sentence in our introduction is called a hook. So first, I want you all to picture something for me. Can you close your eyes? Imagine you're standing on a dock and you're in front of a beautiful big blue lake. You're holding a fishing pole and you're throwing your fishing pole into the water. You're casting your fishing pole. What's at the end of your fishing line? A hook, right? And what is the purpose of your hook? To catch a fish. Well, guess what? A writing hook has a similar purpose. You're trying to catch a reader. You're trying to write a sentence that is interesting or intriguing, something that's going to pique your reader's attention and make them say, ooh, I want to read the rest of this. If you think about when you are a reader and you open up a brand new book, if the first sentence is super boring, do you want to read the rest of it? Probably not. What if the first sentence is jaw-dropping? What if the first sentence is super exciting? Then do you want to read the rest of the book? Probably, right? So our goal is to begin our essays with a very interesting sentence. And there's lots of ways we can do this. We could write a question. Now we want our questions to really make our reader think. We want to make them ponder something, or we want to intrigue them. We don't want to write a question that's like, did you know? because that's kind of boring. Now, besides writing a question hook, you could write a strong statement about your topic. You could restate the prompt in your own words. You could tell a very short personal story that's connected to the central idea of your essay, or you could set the scene. You may even have found a really interesting fact or definition or statistic in one of the articles, and you could use that information as a hook. Lots of different ways you can grab your reader's attention. But boys and girls, please do not get hung up on coming up with the most interesting sentence that's ever been written in the history of the world. Writing a hook should take you 1 to 2 minutes. It should not take you 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so if you find yourself stumped on coming up with a hook, just restate the prompt in your own words, come up with a simple sentence, and just keep on writing the rest of your paragraph. Now we're going to practice writing an introduction paragraph for the alligator text set that we previously read and planned for. So if you have your writing folder or binder nearby, go ahead and take out your previously created ITC outline and your text set. Let's look now at a few examples that we could write for hooks to begin the introduction paragraph of our alligator essay. Now remember, the whole essay is about alligators, right? That's what we wrote next to I and C. So our hooks should refer to that central idea. So we could ask a question like, did you know that alligators are very interesting creatures? That's a super simple hook. If you get stuck one day and you can't come up with something really interesting, do you know is a great place to fall back on. You can always revise your hook later. How much do you really know about alligators? Did you know that the largest ever recorded alligator measured 19.2 feet? Ooh, that's a question and a statistic from the articles. You can make a statement about the topic. Most people do not realize that there are different types of alligators in the world, or alligators are very interesting creatures. So as you can see here, there are all different level of hook examples shown on the screen. Some are pretty simple and some are a bit more advanced. All right, boys and girls. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at our previously created plan, and we are going to write the introduction paragraph for this alligator text set and prompt. Now, I'm going to be doing the modeling of the introduction paragraph, which means I'm going to be writing the paragraph for you. But you have a really important job right now. Your job is to look, listen, and learn. You need to be paying your closest attention while I'm modeling so that you can learn how I'm doing this, why I'm doing this, when I am writing each sentence of the paragraph, so that you can write your own paragraph in just a few moments. So even though I'm the one that's writing, we're both learning together. Now, previously when we read this text set, we planned for our prompt and we wrote alligators next to I and C because that's what our whole essay is about. That's what the prompt directed us to write about. We selected 3 topics from the articles that we felt were really important to inform our reader about. And those are the different species of alligators, the fact that alligators are a type of reptile, and the habitats in which alligators live. And then we also selected subtopics that helped to explain our big topics a little bit more. So now we're ready to write our introduction paragraph. Now, when I write the introduction, I'm going to write in color so that you can see the structure of the paragraph. And in the margin, I'm going to jot down for you a key which tells you what each color represents. So my hook will be in blue. My 3 topic sentence is going to be in green, and then my closing statement will be in orange. All right. Now let's begin with the first sentence in our introduction, which is called, who knows? The hook. That's right. Now, boys and girls, whenever we are beginning a new paragraph, what do we need to do? Do you remember? That's right, we need to indent, which means our first sentence is not going to start on our left-hand margin. We're going to put a finger space, and then we're going to start writing the first sentence of our paragraph a little bit in, right? And that's a sign to our reader that this is the beginning of a new paragraph. So let's come up with a hook now. We're not going to spend 20 minutes coming up with the most amazing hook ever written. We're just going to write something simple. So this is our first day that we've ever written introduction paragraphs. Our hooks can get a little fancier as we grow and develop as writers. So how about we just ask a simple question, and we can include a fact from the articles. How about we say, did you know that the largest ever recorded alligator measured 19.2 feet? So I'll say, did you know that the largest ever recorded alligator measured 19.2 feet. Now, I'm sure that this was true when this article was written. I wonder if they've ever discovered a bigger alligator since then. That's just something I'm wondering as I write that. Okay, so we have our hook now. Did you know that the largest ever recorded alligator measured 19.2 feet? Whoop, my paper slid. All right, now I'm gonna grab my green pen and I'm gonna write my 3-topic sentence. Now, when I'm writing my 3-topic sentence, I have to include, I bet you guessed this, my 3 topics in that sentence. I am not, and I'm going to cross this off so that we get a really good visual, I am not going to include my A's and B's in my introduction. I'm going to think of these as like a secret that I am going to save for when I write my middle paragraphs. So in my introduction paragraph, when I'm giving my reader a preview of what my essay is about, I'm only going to include my 3 big topics. Now I'm going to be honest, this is the trickiest sentence of the introduction paragraph, but I know you all can do it. Here's why it's tricky. I can't just list these 3 topics as they are written because it would sound really weird. For example, if I said alligators, species, type of reptile, and habitats, does that sound right to you? Let me say it again. Alligators, species, type of reptile, habitats. Doesn't sound very good to me. That sounds like an incomplete sentence, right? So I'm going to list these 3 topics in one sentence, but here's the secret. I'm going to add a couple of words to each one of these topics, or maybe I'll phrase these topics a little differently so that my sentence flows and I can write a complete sentence. So I'm going to say something like, alligators are interesting because, so here's how I'm introducing my 3 topics. There are 2 different species. And now I'm going to put a comma because I just listed my T1 topic. And let me move this up so y'all can see that. I just listed my T1 topic, so I'm going to put a comma because now I'm going to introduce my T2 topic. But remember, I may need to say this a little differently, rephrase it, or I might need to add a few words so that my sentence flows. So instead of just saying type of reptile, I'm going to say they are a type of reptile. Then I will put a comma because I'm getting ready to list my T3 reason. I'm going to put the word and because when I'm making a list, I have to put and before my final item. And habitats. That doesn't sound quite right. How about and they live in various habitats? I was going to say different types of habitats, but I've already said different types, I think, before. I said different species, so I didn't want to repeat myself. So I chose different words to say the same thing. Okay, so let's reread our 3-topic sentence and see if it makes sense. Alligators are interesting because there are 2 different species. They are a type of reptile and they live in various habitats, right? I'm glad I found that mistake. So boys and girls, I have what I like to call the fast brain problem. And that's when my brain can go a whole lot faster than my hand can. So what happens when I'm writing is I sometimes leave out words, or I leave out letters or word endings, or sometimes I leave out punctuation marks or capitals. So whenever I write something, usually when I finish a paragraph, I go back and reread it and I see if I had some fast brain mistakes. Like right there, I forgot an S. But it was a quick and easy fix. All right, my friends, the last sentence we need is a closing statement. Now this is where we're just going to say something in general about our topic. And what is our topic again? Alligators. So how about we say, alligators aren't as scary once you learn more about them. Perfect. Okay, and that's our closing statement. Whew, we wrote our first introduction. Let's reread it and see if we have any more fast brain mistakes we need to fix. Did you know that the largest ever recorded alligator measured 19.2 feet? Alligators are interesting because there are two different species. They are a type of reptile, and they live in various habitats. Alligators aren't as scary once you learn more about them. Okay, so I wrote 3 sentences. I have 1, 2, 3 punctuation marks. I think I'm going to change this one to an exclamation point, so there's a lot of feeling and emotion behind it. Every sentence started with a capital letter. I remembered to indent, and I reread it to make sure I didn't have any clarity mistakes. I didn't leave out any words or word endings like that one mistake I found before. Okay, boys and girls, do you think you can do this? I bet you can. Okay, before we start writing an introduction paragraph together, let's just take one more peek at that alligator paragraph that we just wrote. So here in this introduction paragraph, you will see that there are 3 colors because there are 3 sentences in this introduction. The hook is highlighted in yellow, the 3 topic sentence is highlighted in green, and then the closing statement is highlighted in blue. So we are going to write together now an introduction paragraph that also has 3 sentences. Please take out the model work together activity that is all about climates. Now, we previously read this text set and planned for this prompt. This is the plan that we previously created together. If you have your climates plan in your writing notebook, you can get that out now. If you don't have your climates plan in your notebook, go ahead and copy down my plan onto your model work together sheet. If you need to pause this video to look for your materials or to copy down this plan, please feel free to do so. All right, boys and girls, so together now we are going to write an introduction paragraph for this text set and prompt. We're going to write a simple 3-sentence introduction, just like I modeled for you about the alligators text set. We are going to begin with a hook, then we will have a 3-topic sentence, and finally we will have a closing statement. Now we are going to do this together. I will guide you through each step of writing an introduction paragraph. I made a little key on the side so that you know what my colors represent. Remember, you're writing in pencil or typing, and then you will be using colors to color code your activity after we have finished. So let's begin by coming up with a hook. Now we're all going to come up with our own hooks. So you can come up with a question about climates, a strong statement about climates. You could restate the prompt or share a fact or a definition from the articles. It's up to you. But you write your own hook as I write mine. Don't forget to indent. Okay, boys and girls, so I finished my hook. If you need another moment, go ahead and pause the video. You can pause this video at any time if you need just a bit longer to write your sentences. But if you have finished your hook, let's go ahead and share. So I chose to come up with a very simple question to get my reader interested in my essay, and my question is about my central idea, which is climates. So I simply said, how much do you know about climates around the world? All right, now let's move on to the second part of our introduction, which is our 3-topic sentence. Now go ahead and circle the words you think that must go in our 3-topic sentence. So on your plan, which words need to go in our 3-topic sentence? Factors, because that's one of our topics. What's another word? Tropical, because that's one of our topics. What else? And dry. Excellent. Do we need to put our A's and our B's in our 3-topic sentence? Nope. I'm going to cross those out so I don't get confused. Remember, our introduction is just a preview into our essay. We're just telling our reader the main topics we're going to write about. We're going to keep all these smaller facts and details a secret for now, and we'll write about those in our middle paragraphs. Okay, so now we're going to write a sentence. This is going to be the hardest sentence you write, but you can do it. Give it your best shot. We're going to write one sentence now that's going to list these topics for our reader in a way that makes sense, and we're going to make sure we write it as a complete sentence. So you go ahead and write your 3-topic sentence as I write mine. Remember, our sentences are not going to sound exactly the same, and that's okay. Okay, boys and girls, so I have finished my 3-topic sentence. If you need a few extra moments, that's not a problem. Just go ahead and pause the video until you finish. If you have completed your 3-topic sentence, let's go ahead and review now. Now remember, there's no way that your sentence is going to sound like mine. Okay, we should all have written unique sentences. My sentence says, many factors make the climate vary from place to place and create different types of climates, including tropical and dry. So the only thing that we need to check is that we named the 3 topics in our topic sentence. So let's check together. The first one is factors. Do I say that somewhere in my 3-topic sentence? I do, so I'm going to check it off. You go check now in your 3-topic sentence. Did you say the word factors somewhere? Okay, wonderful. Let's look for our second topic, tropical. Do I use that word? I sure do, right here, so I'm going to check it off. The third topic is dry. Do I use that word in my 3-topic sentence? I sure do. I list it third, so I'm going to check it off. Go ahead and check off now that you listed all 3 topics in your 3-topic sentence. Okay, everyone, we have one more sentence to write, and this is the easiest one of all. We need to write a closing statement. So here is where we're just going to say something in general about climates. Go ahead and write your closing statement as I write mine. Okay, so I finished my closing statement. Mine is just a general statement about the central idea of my essay. My closing statement says, learning about climates can teach us a lot about a place. Okay, so I know our closing statements sound different, and that's perfect, they should. Now, if time allows, perhaps your teacher would like you to partner up with a peer. You can read your introduction to your peer, and they could read their introduction to you. It's always great to hear other people's thoughts and ideas and about the creative ways that our peers write introductions. So now that we had an opportunity to watch as I modeled an introduction, then we had an opportunity to do an introduction together, it's time for you all to do one on your own. Please take out your guided practice activity that's all about magnetism. You are going to use your previously completed plan to write an introduction paragraph for your magnetism passage set and prompt. Remember to take your time and to write a simple 3-sentence introduction. When you are finished, we're going to review your paragraphs together. Please pause the video and write your introduction now. Okay, boys and girls, did you finish? Excellent job. Please grab 3 different color highlighters or 3 crayons or 3 markers. Now, I've selected the colors yellow, green, and blue. You can choose any 3 colors you want. It doesn't matter at all. Please select your first color. Look in your introduction paragraph about magnetism. Please underline your hook now in your first color. Now remember, if you discovered during this quick self-assessment that you made a mistake or you forgot something, that's okay. That's perfectly natural. Just make a little mental note of it and you'll have a chance to fix it later. We're not fixing or adding anything at the moment. Okay, grab your second color. I chose green, but you can pick any color you want. Just pick a different color and highlight your 3-topic sentence now. I should say underline your 3-topic sentence. When we highlight right through the words, sometimes it makes it hard to read our writing. So underline your 3-topic sentence in your second color. Finally, please select a 3rd color. I chose blue. You can pick any color you'd like and underline your closing statement in your 3rd color. Good job, everybody. All right, so now that we've had a chance to do a quick self-reflection, let's take a look at our reflection questions. I'm going to ask you a few questions and you are going to answer them in your mind. So the first thing I'd like to ask you is, what did you do well today? Go ahead and look at your magnetism introduction paragraph that you just highlighted and find something you did a great job of. Maybe you love your hook. Maybe you did a great job of remembering to write 3 sentences. Find something to celebrate. Excellent. Now, what did you forget? We all make mistakes. We all forget things. What did you forget today? Maybe you forgot to list all 3 topics. You only listed 2 of them. Or maybe you completely forgot to do a closing statement. Or maybe you forgot punctuation. Go ahead and look at your introduction and see if you can find something you may have forgotten. All right, now finally, let's all set a little mini goal for ourselves. What is something that you think you can do a better job of the next time you write an introduction paragraph? Did you pick something? Awesome. Okay, boys and girls, in just a moment, your teacher is going to set the timer for 2 minutes. And this is your chance to make your writing the best it can possibly be. So you're going to start at the top of this list and you're going to work your way down. The first thing you're going to do is, if you forgot something, now you get to go add it. If you made a mistake, you can fix it. Then please reread your paragraph and check for punctuation, check for capitalization, check for spelling, and check for clarity. Finally, if you get all 3 of those things done and there's still, let's say, 30 seconds left on your teacher's timer, find something in your introduction to improve. Maybe you're going to change a boring word for a more interesting word. Maybe you'll add a detail or a description. Maybe you'll tweak your hook a little bit to make it slightly more interesting. But when your teacher sets the timer for 2 minutes, you're going to be rereading your introduction paragraph, making it the best it can possibly be. Now, before we release you to go do your revision, we're going to end with a quote. It says, "It's okay to not know, and it's not okay to not try." So you may not know exactly how to write introduction paragraph yet. You may not have mastered it, but you know a lot more than you did at the beginning of the lesson. You all did a great job today. Please go revise your introductions to make them the best they can possibly be, and then you can turn them into your teacher. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.